So what I'm also very interested in is your martial arts experience there compared to here, and kind of how did you find your place with you learned Sambo there, correct?
Yeah. I did Sambo and combat wrestling here in Japan.
Okay. And is it led by a Japanese or a Russian?
No, it was Bulgarian. Yeah.
Bulgarian. Okay. Okay. So he has his own school there.
Yeah, he had his own school here.
Okay.
So what was it? Maybe 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I learned about a seminar happening in the Osaka area. It was a Sambo seminar. So I had only seen some videos of Sambo on YouTube, and I obviously watched Fedor Emelianenko on YouTube and also on television as well. So it's like that was a prime opportunity for me to learn some new skills, especially the unique throwing and wrestling that they have in Sambo, as well as the leg locks, which is what I really wanted. So I went to the seminar that was held at a judo dojo. So I met him there, and then from there, since it was only a handful of people that went to that seminar, I kind of spoke with the guy. His name was Ivailo. So I spoke with Ivailo for a while, and then we traded contact information. And so after that, whenever he had classes at that judo dojo, I would go and I would participate in the classes. It wasn't until last year that he actually opened up his own gym here in Osaka. And so he opened up his gym. It was called MI Sports. He did conditioning with kettlebells and Bulgarian bags. He had combat wrestling.
Sorry. What's a Bulgarian bag? Is that like a...
All right. So think of it as like it's a kind of a sandbag with varying weights. So it has 2 handles, and then it has like 2 or 3 other grips on it. And so this is just like it's a bag that you swing around, and it kind of mimics throwing, the motions of throwing.
Okay. I think I might have saw that before. I just never heard it referred that way. That's cool.
Yeah. It's kind of shaped like a U, like a crescent shape.
Okay.
You've probably seen it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to buy one now.
They're cheaper. They're cheaper in the States.
Are they? Oh, okay.
States.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get online.
So I did Bulgarian bags. I started Bulgarian bags with him. I started my kettlebell training with him.
Okay.
In the beginning, I was only doing Sambo because the techniques in the Kurka, they transfer over very well to Kudo because it's also a gi sport. So that's really what I was looking for. And then once the summer months hit here in Japan, it gets hot as balls. It is terribly hot and humid. And so we would just forego the jacket, and we were doing Sambo without the jacket. So it's like you would be doing BJJ without the gi, it's just no gi.
Right.
We would do the same thing. It would be submission wrestling, but for the without the gi for Sambo, it'd be doing combat wrestling because it's more of a wrestling style than it is. Yeah. So you're doing lots of like collar ties, elbow collar grips, 2-on-1s. Elbow collar grips, 2-on-1s, double unders.
That sounds like some good training.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to. I'm having weird time viewing this because it's like lagging really bad. So like I'm seeing like after motions. So it's kind of weird. So I'm trying to keep up with it. Hopefully when it stops recording, it'll catch up. But I might have to make this just an audio file because it might look really weird.
Like my weird movements.
Yeah, my voice. You say something and then all of a sudden it's like with those sounds. I'm like, it's about to make me dizzy. But
Old kung fu movies.
yeah, it's like,
so.
Oh yeah.
I will defeat you.
Yeah.
With my crane beak style.
I'm going to have to either invest in a better computer or see if I can get some better RAM, so it's not so slow. I don't know what it was fine in the beginning. I'm not sure what happened towards the end there. That's alright. So that's interesting. So your first martial arts style to be practiced was Sambo, correct? In Japan.
In Japan, my first martial arts style was Kudo.
Oh, that was your first? Okay.
Yeah, Kudo. I started with Kudo here in Japan.
Okay. Then you moved.
So before I left the States, I had already known that I wanted to practice Kudo because I had seen so many videos on it, and it just looked so interesting. Because you can headbutt, you can elbow, you can kick to the groin, you can do throws, you can do groundwork. So what they were doing in the videos that I was watching was kind of the stuff that I was doing in the martial arts club at my university, the stuff that I was kind of showing. So it was like this is exactly what I wanted. This is what I've been looking for. So I found the main website and I emailed the head of the organization, which was very nerve-wracking. I've never done this before. So I had no idea if he would be able to understand English, so it was just so troublesome. I was a little nervous, so I sent the email saying, I'm really interested in Kudo. I have a martial arts background from this, and this. And I'll be living in this area in Osaka. I'm really interested and I want to know if there's any dojo in this area. A few days later, I received an email back saying that yes, and he sent a letter of introduction to the Kishiwara dojo, which is about 18 minutes away by train here from where I'm living. And so he sent a letter of introduction, and that I would be picked up by one of the black belts at the station, and then we could start training from there as soon as I arrived in Japan. So.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's not something we would do here. So that's really awesome.
The side is because the Japanese culture, the older culture is you wouldn't normally go to a place for the first time. You wouldn't just show up for the first time. You would kind of send an email or a phone call, or you would kind of go through some channel to be introduced to a person first before you entered.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of already knew that, so I was like, okay, I need a way to kind of get it.
Get my way right. That's interesting, because that's something good to know, because I think if I were to go to Japan, I don't think I would be intentionally disrespectful, but I'd probably just, try to walk into a gym and be like, oh, this is cool, can I join? They'd probably look at me like, what are you doing here, right? Would that be weird?
But I think that's mixed. So
okay.
It's not a problem very often. So if you did just kind of go to a place, they'd be like, oh, okay, I'm very interested in watching. Is it okay if I just watch for the first time? Sometimes they will allow you to join into the class.
Oh.
So it's mixed. Either you have to do that or you don't. I just did it because I didn't know where I would be going. So I did that for my own verification as well.
And they probably appreciate it more when you do it, through a letter or email anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So, and now, I'm not sure how the instruction works in Kudo, but
okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that works? Is there a language barrier? How does that work when you first started?
Okay, so when I first started, because I studied Japanese at university, I started off okay.
Yeah.
I was able to pick up on some of the instructions without too much of an issue. But for people who don't speak Japanese, then yeah, there will be some issues maybe starting.
Okay.
But like, so the way the class was structured, class would start. Everyone would line up according to rank, and then we would bow in. We would say thank you to the teacher, thank you to the senior student, and then the teacher would say thank you to all of us for coming. So we would get up, we'll start our warm-ups. So we're moving around, we're throwing our jabs, our crosses, our jab to the body, cross to the body, hooks. So we pretty much just do a normal warm-up, getting the joints ready. Then we would do kind of warm-up for the legs, like dynamic stretching. Then we'll go through warm-ups with the kicks. We do our knees first, and we'll do front kicks, we'll do roundhouse kicks, and then we would do back kicks, do side kicks, we would do sweeps.
Okay.
We switch to southpaw, and then we'd do the same thing on the other side.
I remember because I had Kudo seminar when I was at Fusion Martial Arts with Monk and one of the Japanese senseis came, and we did a similar type thing. We didn't do any sweeps though. Is that a typical thing every time to do sweeps?
Yeah, because like it's just to kind of get you used to the motion for doing ashibadai. It's usually the only sweep they will practice.
Right.
And then after that we would break. We would drink. We would put on our gear, so our gloves and our shin guards and mouthpiece, and then we go right back and we start doing our mass sparring.
Do you wear the helmet or no?
And during that first kind of round robin sparring, no, we don't use the helmet.
Okay.
It's just kind of getting your range, warming up. And then once we've done that a few times, a few cycles, then we'd break, we'd get our drink again, helmets, and then we start the actual spar.
How now? I don't know if have you worn the Kudo helmet prior to this?
Prior to coming to Japan,
Yeah,
nope.
No. How was that experience? I've tried it on and I feel claustrophobic. Maybe it's just me, and it's also very loud when you get hit. Is that something hard to get used to?
I think that was the same issue that I had too.
Yeah.
When I first, so it's loud when you get hit. That feeling of that claustrophobic feeling is something I experienced as well, and also because of the distance that the mask kind of extends away from your face.
Yeah, it's like a perception problem.
It's kind of a perception problem, but the distance that I'm used to for slipping, I have to slip extra because there's something.
Right.
So if I sway back and okay, without the mask I won't get hit, but with the mask on, if I sway back I'm still getting hit. It's like So you have to readjust each time. So it's but you get used to it.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. There's headbutting.
Yes.
Okay. Can you headbutt any part of the body or just the head? The opponent's head.
You can headbutt the head. I haven't tried headbutting anyone else. I haven't headbutted anyone in the body. Okay. I'm afraid of taking a knee to the face.
Oh right, yeah, probably.
Which has happened already.
Oh. Okay.
Sucks.
Yeah, I bet. So you headbutt. You said you can kick to the groin.
You can kick to the groin.
Right. That's one of the things that kind of like turned me from wanting to practice Kudo. Because even with the cup, it doesn't feel great. But
it's a common occurrence at the dojo that I train at because it's mostly men. And one of my senpai, the one who his English is pretty good, so he's the one that kind of came to pick me up the first day. So whenever we're sparring, he likes to play around. And so whenever we're kind of doing groundwork and he can stand up, he always starts kicking me in the balls just for fun.
Oh man.
So I'm on the ground punching him in the groin and he's like kicking him in the groin.
I have to
It's
say,
fun.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. That
sounds great.
It sounds scary
like,
to me, to be honest.
You get kicked in the groin, you get kicked in the groin, you get kicked in the groin, everyone gets kicked in the groin, yeah!
Yeah, I thought that was the craziest thing I heard when he was explaining the rules when he came to Japan. I was like, oh, that's cool, headbutting. He's like, you can also kick to the groin. I was like, wait, what? I don't know any other style that allows that, but I think it's